Good morning. I am Sayuri. And for all my new viewers, Sayuri is a Korean name for overcomer. I'm a 3-time published author with 3 books on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, and Author House, Westwood Books, several other .coms. I also can be found in your local library if you're in New York, North Carolina, or Atlanta. I am 20 years experienced as an advocate against domestic violence. Um, I've also done public speaking in the Speakers Bureau for domestic violence agencies. I participated with 2 of the largest in North Carolina and Atlanta, Georgia. I've also led and facilitated support groups with women. And I have a wealth of experience out here in the world. And I'd like to bring some of that experience to you. So when I left off last, and I'll try to get right to it and right through it, you know my theme. The subjects are always tight, but they're right. And my prayer always is that this will help somebody unaware to be aware and prepared. So this subject today is called the Adult Narcissist. I promised you when I did the child narcissist that I would come back with the adult narcissist. And people, this is true experienced stuff. Okay, this is not out of textbook. This is out of life. Okay, so I want you to listen closely, because if you're in this situation, I want you to be aware and prepared. Okay, so let's get started. Jealousy starts early in life for them. It can start as young as 5 or 6 years old. It starts with lying. You know how you can catch a child doing something and you see them do it and you tell them that you see it and to stop it, and they tell you, no, I didn't. No, 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 I didn't. That's a sign. Okay. You're being unnaturally watched, studied, and observed. You've ever been around a child or a person who, instead of being busy taking care of their own things or playing with their toys or being interested in the television or the telephone, no, their interest is you. So they want to sit back and watch you all the time, study you and observe you. Okay. You're being watched carefully. That's when you know that something's up, because they're watching you carefully. And this is going on all the time. Okay. It's not normal, people. It's not normal. Most kids want to watch TV. They want to play. They want to look at their toys. Most teenage children, adults, I don't care who it is, their day is not occupied by making sure they watch you. Okay, that's not normal. They watching everything you like and do is being taken in. Okay, absorbed to memory. Listen to me carefully. Now, next thing is, now you're being mimicked. They begin to clean the way you clean, fold things the way you fold things, wash the dishes the way you do it, fix their clothes the way you fix yours. Mimicked, being copied. You're being copied. And then this process is going on, and it's growing from childhood to adolescence, and now it's growing into adulthood. The narcissists decide they want to be you. That's what this watching is all about. They want to be you. Over time and being in your presence, they've soaked up everything about you. The way you talk, the way you walk, the way you laugh, everything about you. But no one can just be you. God only made one you. Only you have your fingerprints. Nobody else has it. Only he knows the number of hairs that's on your head. He only made one you. It's a lot harder than that, narcissist, to just take over somebody's identity, somebody's life. So much like the abuser in domestic violence, because those of you who know me and have followed me on Facebook for 2 years, when we went through COVID and the support group stopped, I started doing lives on Facebook. Most of you know that I talked a lot about domestic violence and red flags and things to watch out for and how to get out of and all of that. And I'm going to get back to that soon too, because that's still going on out here, more than you think, behind closed doors. Okay. So just like the abuser in a domestic violence relationship or scenario, they must groom their targets first for takeover. Number one on the list, charm. They charm you to death. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're so smart. Don't mind me. I'm trying to lay my hair down. Oh, you're so pretty. You're so smart. You're so this. You're so cute. You're so that. They pour on the charm, and the psychiatric term for that is love bombing. You're being love bombed now with all these compliments, all this charming stuff about you, and all of this. And this is in an effort, people, to gain your confidence, okay? They must make you believe they love you. You hear that? They must make you believe they love you, okay? Then the next thing is they have to gain your confidence. And how do they do it? Through gifts and acts of generosity and kindness. So you think they're kind and generous now. Moving on. It's tight, but it's right. That's why Mama used to say, beware of Greeks bearing gifts given too soon, too much of it, and too fast. I don't even know you from a can of paint and you giving me stuff. I just met you and you want to give me something? Why? Especially if it ain't no holiday, for those of you who are in the holidays. I used to be, but I'm not that big on them anymore. Okay? And once they've made you a believer through the charm, the love bombing, the compliments, the gifts, you're ripe and ready. When they start seeing that smile on your face and what they're doing is affecting you, and you're loving these gifts and these compliments and these charms, now you're ripe and ready for the attack that's getting ready to be launched against you to take you over and to take your life over. And just like the abuser, the physical abuser in domestic violence, the first thing is the practice of isolation, because I must isolate you from everybody so that I can do what I need to do. Okay? So like the abuser, they must get you alone. So no one will be able to see with their own eyes that you're actually being attacked. So all of a sudden, they start questioning your friends. They start questioning your family. They don't want you with this one. They don't want you with that one. They're isolating you. Be very careful of that. That's the number one. Okay. You are being subtly and cunningly attacked. Okay. They've already laid the foundation by giving to you publicly when it's noticeable to others. In other words, they won't give you gifts in private. They'll make sure that somebody knows that, oh, well, I gave her a basket. Oh, I bought her a dress. Oh, I did this. They want to make their giving publicly known to your friends and your family, okay? They've already laid the foundation. Remember that. And what to be noticeable to others. So they'll call them up, or in a conversation, they'll mention what they gave you because they want to seem like they're a giver to your loved ones and friends. The narcissist starts with loved ones of yours. Your mother, hear me now, your father, your siblings, and their last stop is your lover, could be your husband or a domestic partner. And then the last stop is your friends. Don't remember now, this is the isolation game. They're starting to isolate you from people. Now they've got to make people believe that you're somebody that you're not. And people, trust me when I tell you, they're very good at this. They're very good at this. Matter of fact, they should get an Oscar for this performance that they do. Okay. A smear campaign comes next once they've made contact with mom, dad, sisters, brothers, cousins, friends, lovers, husbands, whoever's connected to you, anybody connected to you, okay? Then they start with the smear campaign, okay? And it's engineered against you. They'll try to say things like, I think something's wrong with Helen. She was acting a little crazy the other day. Have you ever seen her act like that? These are the approach and the type of things they'll put in your head. Yeah, well, I think she's mentally ill, or I don't know, maybe somebody that needs medication. They just start making up a mirage of lies against you, and telling it to your people that you're connected to behind your back. They don't dare do it in your face. It's always going to be behind your back, on the phone, on Facebook, or when they're in their presence and you're not around. Okay? The smear campaign. They must associate your character often by playing to be the one victimized. So they never do nothing to nobody. You're the one doing everything to them. This is what they want your people connected to you to believe, okay? While all the time behind the scene, they're abusing you. Because they've set the stage now. And they will go as far as to try to tell you lies about yourself. You ever been in a relationship where somebody says, you don't look good with that hairdo. You need to change it. that outfit you be wearing, that, that just don't look right on you. They start lying to you about yourself. You looked good when you put your stuff on and you like the way it looked, but now they don't like the way you look. You're too fat. You're too skinny. Why don't you change this? Why don't you color that? Why don't you do that? They start trying to make you insecure and believe that you don't look good the way that you are. Okay. Cunningly, they try to make you believe the lie that you're a bad person. Because a lot of times they'll do something nasty to you or something disrespectful. And then when you call them out on it, they'll turn the whole thing around and say that you attacked them for no reason at all. They'll never tell you what they said or did to receive what you said. Okay. So after a while, especially years of going through this with somebody in close relationship to you, you might begin to believe it's you, but you know better. You know better. Inside, you know better. Okay? If they can break your confidence in yourself, they can start the takeover, which is the next move to try to take over your life. Okay? Take your mind, your self-esteem. They'll try to manifest confusion in your mind. Okay? Much like the abuser, the woman who abuses a man or the man who abuses a woman mentally, emotionally, and ultimately physically. The narcissist acts much like your abuser. Okay? And they convince everyone you're crazy. So if you've been around a person for years and years and years and you know them and you've never saw none of this, why would you allow this one person to come along and tell you all this stuff and you start falling for it? See, that's being called playing a fool, because you know what you know and you don't let nobody just come and unknow what you know. Okay? You're supposed to check that. You're supposed to check that immediately. Okay? Then isolate. They want to isolate you from your family, your friends, by causing confusion, telling lies, making up stuff, getting people to think badly about you. Okay. Then they slowly try. Now they got everybody looking at you sideways. So now they slowly try, okay, to become you. Hear me now. Copying your personality, your taste and style, your car, your hairdo, the way you decorate, or the way you dress. Okay, now they want your partner. They see somebody love you, somebody into you. Now they want that. Okay, now they want your partner because they know they love you and they've got to stop them from loving you. Okay, they imitate everything about you. They trying to impersonate you. It's an impersonation. Okay. And once this all is accomplished, the intent is to move in on you and take everything you've got with no remorse, no feelings about it. Okay? They want to be you. They want to take your place in every area of your life, even with your man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay? They line up allies. They've been doing that all along when they were doing the smear campaign against you. They line up allies, people that they think are gullible. So people, y'all got to watch out about believing everything somebody tell you, because they playing you for a fool, because they think you stupid enough to eat it up. I said that before in another video. They line up allies that they have manipulated into believing you're crazy, and they are the same ones. Oh, you need to read up on the narcissist. You will have a lot of answers to questions you've had for years. Okay. Sadly, though, they watch carefully and choose those they think are already jealous of you. So if you've had a problem relationship with a girlfriend or with your sister or disagreement or whatever, they will take full advantage of that. Okay. They choose them carefully because they think they're already jealous of you. So it wouldn't take much to sway them all the way to the other side. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. To fill and compete and complete their takeover. So this will fuel and help them to complete their takeover of your life. So any nice thing the narcissist does, they make sure people know about it. So when you complain of what you see happening to you, to your family and friends and your loved one, no one will believe you. This is the setup. This is how they wanted it to be. This is the setup so that no one will believe you, because they'll say to these enlisted allies, look at all I did for her. Look at all I did for them. And you being unaware, not knowing they did it in your presence just so that you could say something like that. Okay, I got to move on quick because my time is running out, but I hope you're grasping this, okay? They do this so no one will believe you, okay? They've listed these allies and they want them to believe they've been so good to you and you've been so bad to them. The idea is that when they're ready to step in and take all you have and all that you've worked hard for, they'll have the allies lined up on their side, believing they deserve it, what they're taking from you, making them believe they deserve it when they do not. Okay? Beware of the Greeks bearing gifts. For the adult narcissist, mother, father, or child, sibling, or friend, okay? This is the game plan from day one when they started watching you carefully and studying your ways. And a lot of times it's a person that's in the same house with you. It can be your children. I hate to say that, but it can be your own children. A husband, an abuser, someone close to you, someone living with you, you know, and it will work if you don't catch it, expose it, and please remove yourself from it. Protect yourself from it. I hope you're hearing me. You may have to abandon ship. You may have to, because they not going nowhere. They want everything you got and they going to stay until they get it. So you may have to abandon ship. You may have to leave your loved ones. You may have to move away. You really may have to abandon ship, period, to get rid of these narcissists, because they hang on to you like a blood-sucking leech. They really do. Disassociate yourself from this person and everyone that is taken in by them, because now if they're taken in and they're that gullible, you can't trust them either if they'll believe anything. You don't want a friend that'll believe anything about you. You want a friend that will defend you and say, wait a minute, that don't sound like so-and-so. You got to have some friends that'll check some people. You got too many cowards out here now, spineless people just willing to bend down and accept and believe anything. You don't want them kind of people in your life that can't stick up for you when you need them to. And that goes for brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles, family, everybody, friends. You stick up for your friend if you love them. You just don't let anybody just fool you with any kind of nonsense. And you know you ain't never seen none of this going on, what you hearing. Okay? Got to check that again. Okay? Disassociate yourself from this person and everyone that's taken in by them. And it hurts. But you got to do it. If you ever feel in danger, make it known. That's very important. Make it known. Report it. Start a paper trail. I used to tell all my women going through domestic violence issues, a paper trail is the best thing you can ever do for yourself. You must make a police report. Get a paper trail going on this person because you don't know what lengths they might go to. Okay, and you want to have it down on paper with the authorities. Okay, protect all your accounts. Put beneficiaries on your account, because if it's narcissistic children or siblings, they'll step right in and take your money. Okay, like they've been the most wonderful person to you in life when actually they were your nightmare. Okay, so you want to protect all your accounts by naming a benefactor or beneficiary. Remove yourself completely from the situation and all associated to it. And I repeated that because that's what you have to do, and it's hard, but you have to do it. Okay, be ready to protect yourself also. Okay, you know you ain't going down just like that. Okay, you just don't give nobody the life that God has given you. They got to fight for it, and you better put up a good fight. And I mean a good one. So be ready to protect yourself and always fight all your battles on your knees. Charles Stanley was my pastor for 8 years in Atlanta, Georgia. He was one of the greatest pastors in the world. That's a thing he taught continually. Fight all your battles on your knees and allow God to do the rest, because he hears you when you talk to him, but you got to open your mouth and talk to him. Stop asking everybody else to pray for you. You got 2 knees, you got a bed you can get on if your knees hurt on the floor. You talk to God about what's going on in your life, okay? The battle now belongs to the Lord. You heard that great song Yolanda Adams made, "The Battle Belongs to the Lord." Okay? Because Jesus' promise, and I'll get you the scripture next time, but I believe it's in the book of Isaiah, somewhere in 41, 42, or 54, which is my favorite chapters. His promise is to trouble those who trouble you and to fight against those who fight against you. But you got to get on your knees and bring it to him. He's listening. He wants to show you that he can be Lord in your life. He wants you to believe that he gonna fight your battles. Okay? And then the other thing is, if you got Psalms, go to the book of Psalms. There's some Psalms in there about some enemies, and start praying them Psalms over your life, especially Psalms 91, 27, who says, when my enemies and my foes came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Or like Isaiah 54 that says, yes, surely they will assemble against you, but for your sake, my child, they will fall. And I don't feel bad about that, because if they don't stop it or they don't repent, well, then they need to fall. But that's a promise of God. He said, because no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And this is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. That's a heritage that they have. Okay. And also, let me don't leave this out. The narcissist must reproduce. A lot of times they can't because God won't bless them with children because he see what they doing to their own mama and their own daddy and they own loved ones. So some don't. But the men, they must reproduce. They want to reinvent themselves through someone in case they don't make it because they know how they live in. And most of the time that happens by rape. And let me tell you something, all rape ain't somebody climbing through the window and putting a knife to your throat and forcing you in your bed. Rapers are people who charm you and manipulate you and make you think they all that in a bag of chips. And then soon as you start believing, they take it. They force themselves on you. And you're saying no. And when you say no and they keep going, that's rape. Okay. So let me just tell you something good because I'm getting ready to close this out. The victory comes from God. Remember that. And the glory belongs to God. Okay. Because for his will for you, his will is good, it's perfect, and it's acceptable, whatever it is, because he knows what's best for you, child of God. So I hope that you enjoyed this about the adult narcissist. I hope that you will take notes, watch it again, pass it on to people you know that are going through this craziness and they can't understand what's happening to them. And please feel free to hit the like button. Okay, share this video with people you think it might help, and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button so that every time I come up with a new one, you will be notified of it. Okay? And until then, you stay strong, you stay beautiful, you stay safe. And remember, God loves you, and so do I. That's why I'm passing this word on down. Grace and peace.